The first trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth has just come out, and we gotta look at one seriously messed up looking monster that's going to be running around the new movie. Now, there's actually a lot of stuff that this thing could tie into with the plot of the film, and there's also a lot of super old Jurassic Park material that I think they took some inspiration from for it. Personally, I feel like they should probably not have shown this off in the first trailer, but I've got a whole video going over my own thoughts on how I feel about the trailer in general, so check that out if you want to. Now, for this one, I just wanted to go into the details surrounding this monster that people are calling the D-Rex and talk about some theories as to what it could all mean for the new movie.
Come on! Duncan!
So one of the things that I think makes this new creature so creepy and weird is its general design. The face is extremely eerie when compared to any other weird clone they've made before, and it looks like it started off with a Tyrannosaur skull that kind of became smushed like a bulldog. The mouth has a bunch of small jagged teeth that definitely means it's gotta be eating something on the island. It's clearly carnivorous, and I can imagine if something like a Parasaurolophus or some other herbivore stumbles across it, the animal might just grab hold of it with its arms and attack it immediately because I don't see it being very fast. I don't think it could charge down prey or hunt like a Tyrannosaur could. One curious thing to note though is that we only see it at night in the trailer, so it could be nocturnal and maybe that's how it actually catches its prey. Because if this thing went up against a normal T-Rex or something, I'm not so sure it would win in any fight. It looks more like a freak of nature from Chernobyl than necessarily a very well-adapted dinosaur like what we've seen in the past. By the way, the D-Rex looks like it has 6 limbs. In this shot, we can see a couple of small Tyrannosaur-styled arms in front, but it looks like it actually uses its front legs, or whatever they are, additional arms to support its body weight. Those gorilla-looking arms actually looked like they were supposed to be feet for the animal originally, but somewhere along the way, something got really messed up in the cloning process, giving it a weird Pacific Rim sort of feel. Honestly, guys, this is the most monstrous a Jurassic Park dinosaur has ever looked, and it's leading me to really wonder what this entire facility even is on the island. So, in terms of what the D-Rex could mean for the plot, I've actually got a couple of ideas. Judging by what Scarlett Johansson's character Zora Bennett says in the trailer, if this place really is the very first research facility for the original Jurassic Park, that makes things kind of complicated. My best guess is that either this was just a messed up research lab called Site C, which, believe it or not, was originally supposed to be the island for Jurassic Park 3, but I think that may have been changed to Site C being Isla Nublar before getting changed to just Isla Sorna's Site B for that movie, after all the, rewrites started to happen behind the scenes. This information is kind of important for us to gauge where the plot is going, because with David Koepp coming back to write the script, it really does look like he's taking old ideas from the past and injecting them into this newer film. So, if this place is Site C, that means it's literally just a weird base of operations for failed experiments. And it's kind of where they make prototypes of the dinosaurs before sending the information to Isla Sorna so that they can make official, finalized versions of the creatures. I have seen some theories about that idea after people have seen the trailer. Now, my personal other theory is that no, this was just the original location they started making the animals. But sometime in the past, maybe a long time ago, the D-Rex broke out and killed a bunch of people, which caused them to abandon the facility and move everything over to Site B. But in order for that to work, I think you need to convince the audience that this is something that isn't just adding new layers of complexity to the lore. I really think it's kind of unnecessary to just keep creating new islands before you get to like Site L. I mean, let's just really think about that before we commit to it. By the way, as far as what this creature is, I kind of think the D-Rex is just supposed to be a Tyrannosaurus. I know some people are saying it's a human dinosaur hybrid, or maybe even a basic dinosaur hybrid like the Indominus Rex, but I don't think I'm convinced just yet. One theory I really did like is that this is the mosquito DNA from Amber getting accidentally spliced together with the Tyrannosaur blood, and because it has 6 limbs, that would be a truly weird concept that I think I could buy into, but I kind of think that this is just supposed to be a very messed up Tyrannosaur that Hammond abandoned on the island after it killed a bunch of scientists. If that's not what happened, maybe this is a brand new island that InGen has like dusted themselves off and started to clone new stuff. And then the D-Rex got out like in the past 5 years and killed everybody. That's probably the most believable thing, actually. If you look at the embryonic lab, there's a bunch of messed up stuff in glass tanks. The Velociraptor has 2 heads, for example, and some of the little dinosaur creatures are all messed up and imperfected. But that could just mean it's an old engine Jurassic Park facility. It does tie into stuff at least partially from Jurassic Park 3, because we saw the same kind of embryonic stuff briefly in that movie. Of course, this could be a test run for the Indominus Rex, like some people think, but something tells me they just want to move away from all of the stuff from Jurassic World, so I don't really know. The Spinosaurus for Jurassic Park 3 is radically different from the new ones we see in Rebirth. So if they're trying to imply that Dr. Wu made that animal in JP3 and the others for Jurassic Park more akin to what park visitors would like after having genuinely made more accurate clones at the beginning, that would be interesting and something Michael Klayton talked about in the novel. But again, I wonder how this whole facility ties into the other movies, because right now I don't think I really believe that this place existed before the Lost World's Isla Sorna, but maybe there's more to the story. I made a video a few months ago about how it looks like this island could have just been Site B from the Lost World, but they probably changed it for some reason, and I still think that's probably what happened, because one of the ideas they had for Jurassic Park 2 originally was for the ending of that movie to have either the camouflaging dinosaurs from Michael Crichton's book or a weird mutant freak that Steven Spielberg said was more monster and xenomorph-like from Alien than an actual dinosaur. This animal was called the Super Raptor, and it was cut from the film before getting replaced with pteranodons attacking the worker village, and then finally swapping that out with the T-Rex going to San Diego. So yeah, I really do think David Koepp is digging way back into the files to make this new monster a reality. But what does that mean for the people on the island, and how have all of these creatures even been surviving for so long? Well, honestly, I have no answer for that question. We know the lysine contingency never really worked, but wherever this takes place in the timeline, all we know is that the D-Rex killed some scientists and then got out on the island and has been surviving for some long amount of time. I do think that the creature is probably going to mainly be seen at night. I think it will probably attack some people, at least it should. I mean, I'm getting tired of the whole no dinosaurs attack people thing in the Jurassic World movies. The Giganotosaurus from the last film, it ate a dead deer. That's all it did. I mean, if you're gonna build up a big monstrous animal, you gotta have it attack people, right? So there's a lot of potential here, and it's one of the things that made me really sort of conflicted about the trailer, because visually everything looked really cool, and the D-Rex, I actually don't hate it because it looks way better than something like the Doomsday Rex, which yes, was a thing. It was a 2-headed T-Rex from an abandoned Lost World animated series. I'm telling you guys, they are really digging for old ideas for this movie. And by the way, speaking of which, after the trailer came out, I immediately started to check on what other people had to say about the monster. I was kind of surprised to see how many movie YouTubers I usually get info on and really like they loved it. I mean, I get it. I will admit I thought they might make it a bit less weird than what they decided to go with. My biggest concerns with the trailer were actually the way it was proudly showing off some of the more basic jokes that seemed a bit too modern 2010s Hollywood, and that made me definitely temper my expectations a lot. I don't think it will be worse than Jurassic World Dominion, and I do genuinely want to review all of the Jurassic Park movies on my channel again, hopefully with some other YouTubers before Rebirth comes out, because my life has gone through a drastic change the last couple of years, guys. I mean, to give you a quick summary, from baptism to even visiting a seminary to then going deeper into theology and like ecumenical councils about the Christology of Jesus Christ, and also looking at everything going on with not only the political landscape but also movies in general. It's been very interesting, and I've done a lot of videos on Dragon Curve in the meantime. I do think Jurassic World Rebirth has a lot riding on its shoulders. Hopefully it will hit a home run, but this D-Rex monster is definitely the most controversial thing in the trailer, and it's something that I think is getting a lot of attention. So I want to throw that all back to you guys. What do you personally think about this creature? What are your thoughts and opinions on on how it will be represented in Jurassic World Rebirth, and what do you think about the movie in general? Is this going to tie in well with the Lost World Jurassic Park and Jurassic Park 3? And if not, I'd love to know why. What do you basically think about this stuff? God bless you guys. I'm very happy to actually be talking about a new Jurassic Park movie again, because it's been a long time, regardless of how it turns out. So whatever your own thoughts and opinions happen to be, I'd love to hear all about them in the comments down below. Now, before I go, I want to thank everyone that's helped me build my channel over the years. I'd also like to thank every one of you guys who've watched my stuff. You've all been extremely cool to me. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate a like and hope that you'll consider subscribing. God bless you all. Christ is King. See you guys in the next video, and as always, take it easy.